sorry. Hello. How's it going? Say hi to Charlotte. Hey. Isn't she a good one? I miss her so much. Okay. So good evening. It is November 9th, 2020, and it's 10:20 p.m. I just got home. I took the train up to Ogden to pick up my aunt's car. Because I have a training, my first training tomorrow, and then I have a counselor's appointment in Layton, and then I have to be back at work. And so, as you know, I don't have a car. So, in order to arrange that, I had to go pick up her car. So I'm borrowing that for the night. I just got home from that. So I'm about to go to sleep, but I wanted to stop in and do our little nightly get together. um, So today was a difficult day at work. I couldn't focus almost at all, which is very difficult for me. I have my first call tomorrow with a client, so we're going to do a mock call in the morning, and I hope that goes well. And then we're going to start learning some other things too, so I can hopefully start being more valuable as an employee. Because some days I feel like, okay, I'm pretty good. I'm going to do pretty good. And then days like today, I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. I just stare at the screen and I keep trying to read stuff over and over. And it's just not, I have a really hard time focusing. I don't know if I need Adderall, or even though I don't think my care team will prescribe that for me, because it can prove addictive or whatever. But I just can't focus. So we had a phone call, a video Zoom, or what's it called, a Teams meeting. And I was able to clear my mind for that for a half hour. So that was good. But other than that, I just really struggled. So anyway, so that was work today. I did get up and go to the gym this morning. And then I, we did a short workout after work just to finish up my morning workout. And now we're here. So today I talked a lot in my mind, pretty much nonstop. And that was cool. I mean, not cool. I feel really bad because I feel like before, when I was talking a lot, they kind of tried to punish me by kind of kicking me down. And then they brought me back up because I was like learning to be quiet or conservative in my mind. And then yesterday I struggled, and today I was like talking, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't punish me and kick me back down again. Please choose forgiveness. But and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna keep working on it. I just like, thank you for not choosing punishment, and that's very helpful now. Well, in this one regard. Now let's hold on to that. I'm going to keep trying. I really am, and I'll get better. It would be very helpful if I had people to talk to, and these things. But I know that I also can improve. And one of those is through meditation. So I was on the train when I was thinking this. So I did a short meditation on the train, and that really helped. It cleared my mind. And then on my way home driving, I felt one of my peers sitting with me in the car. I call him Mr. Gray. He's the same guy that was in the dream that we were talking about, me going to a mental health rehab. Um, but so that was kind of cool. He's he's a very nice guy. Um, but it was weird because he was doing like some of the same mannerisms as me. I mean, it was me doing them, but he was like sitting with me, so I felt like him, but like me, which is weird. But um, and that happens all the time. I have women check in with me sometimes, and I'll feel like one of them, or sit with me. I guess it is. Um, yeah. So it's not weird or anything. I think it's just part of being kind of like a medium, or I don't really know what I am. I was telling people as a just a couple people, I'm like, I think I'm a medium, but I just don't know anything about all that. So if I'm not a medium, I apologize. But I'm still trying to figure it all out. And there's just a lot going on, I think. um, but we did talk about, just doing the right thing again. I keep getting upset. And so I'm hoping to not do that so much. And yeah, I'm hoping not to do that so much. Trying to keep choosing peace. It's just some people, it just seems like there's a lot of crazy people out there. And I know that I seem crazy and I'm a little crazy, right? Like Britney Spears drive me crazy, but which I was an extra in that movie. Filmed at Ogden High School when I went there. Um, but I'm not like crazy crazy, and I think there's some really actually insane crazy people out there, and I think because we're all connected, every person on this earth, that some of them are also waking up, and so they're just really crazy, and so it's like, okay, so those of us who are really great people just failed to come together, while these crazy insane people out there would just keep doing what they need to do, and none of us are doing what we need to do, and so now we're like not at their mercy, but it's like pretty emergency 911. So I'm hoping that people can come together and we can, and by this I just mean even the whole country, rather than us sit and point fingers at one another and be divided and play stupid back and forth politics where it takes a decade to get anything done. We can just come together and just flush all that out. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of really wonderful conversations, but it'll get the job done, and there'll still probably be disagreements, but we can all just unite and move forward and send a powerful message to the world that we're done playing those games and we're ready to just knock things off the list and just get stuff done for the country and for the world and for the people and for ourselves, right? Because we do this for everyone, and that includes ourselves. Um, that would be really cool. I think that would be a blessed endeavor. I think that would be something that heaven would smile down on. So that's where I'm at today, trying to be hopeful. Oh, I connected with my friend Natalie from college. I was going to say from high school, but from college. I went to look up a picture she had posted years ago, and her Facebook was gone. I thought, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? I'm going to text her and find out. And she she's like, I just deactivated my account for a little while. I needed a break. I've got drama with my sister-in-law, and there's just so much noise. I just needed to check out. I'm like, I hear you there. I'm probably a part of that noise. I apologize. She goes, it's nothing you did. Well, she said that before. Anyways, um, but it was really good to hear from her, and we shared weight loss stories because I've lost 15 pounds, and as I say, like every night. She's lost 20, so she just had a baby this this spring. So, anyways, it was really good to connect with her. So that's about it. Um, Weird. I keep seeing like little refreshes on the screen. I'm like, is something going on? Are they switching things? Am I just being crazy? That's an easy thing to assert when people are awakening. So it's like, hey, we can do crazy things because if they say anything, we'll just say they're crazy. It's like, oh, okay. Um, but hey, maybe I'm just crazy. So I just keep going and just trying to be a good person and improve my life. And I know that until the world starts growing up, that you know the people the people never really quiet. Um, Although I would like to be more quiet and peaceful, although I don't think I'll ever quite shut up, but um, I am very much ready to move on and move forward in life. I'm ready. I was talking to my mom last night. I said, "So what do you want for yourself for the next 10 years?" She was saying, "Well, I want to lose weight." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can help you lose weight." Um and she's like, "I really want to stay mobile and stuff, and I know that losing some weight would really help me. I'm reaching a more critical time in my life for that to happen." And so we talked about her diet. I said, you know, sometimes you just have to parent yourself when it comes to eating, because I've noticed. I told her, I'm like, I also have like inner child, or like the kid in me that just wants to eat this or that, and is kind of like, oh, just this one time, blah 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 blah. Um, and so I have to kind of parent myself. I'll be like, let's get an ice cream sundae. I'm like, nope, we're not getting that today. Maybe next week as a treat, right? Like I have to keep acting like a parent to myself to stop myself from just always keep like, oh, that looks, yeah, what's one of that? Oh, you know. Um, I'm like, you should give that a try too. Just try parenting yourself. That part of you is going to come up that's just like, oh, I just want, whatever, whatever. And it's okay to still have your cheat day um, but, just to really step into parent mode when it comes to diet. And that's really helped me. So I was telling her that I hope that she's like, that's a good idea. I'll give that a try. So, um, and sorry, someone's like, pull your shoulders back. um, So okay. And then she's like, I'd like to travel a little. She wants to go on a road trip. She's like, I just want to get in the car and go somewhere. Like, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I brought up Santa Fe. She thought, oh yeah, we could go to Four Corners and then go to Santa Fe. But I think she'd be willing to go any number of places. And then she was just saying, I just want to spend more time with your dad. I tried to encourage her to hopefully retire next year, and to spend some time writing. Um, but I was thinking for myself, next year I'm like, I really, I want to keep doing this more fitness journey. That's like my chosen journey in life, but I would like to also be on a fitness journey while I'm here. I'm 36. I feel like it's a good time to really dive into something like that before I was getting kind of fat, and I'm hoping. So the other part of it is like I kind of maybe want to start dating next year. So which is scary for me. I've never been in a long-term relationship, and I'm totally scared of intimacy, um and I feel a lot of self-conscious shame, inferiority stuff. And then there's the whole I'm just kind of crazy right now. But I'm still holding out hope, which is crazy because previously in my life I was like, it's probably never going to happen, and I still think that sometimes, but I would like to open up to that, just so that's something I really hope for the next year because I would like to settle into a loving relationship and maybe even years from now, like way out, but raise a family or whatever. I think that would be a really beautiful thing. I think there'd be a lot of joy and a lot of healing coming from that. Um, and it's part of my dream for my life. Um, so for me, I was like, I really want to keep doing this fitness thing and obviously working and open up to dating and uh, hopefully improve my credit some more. I was looking at it today. I think I might open a secured credit card because I don't have. I mean, there's still stuff that I need to pay off, but I don't. I just don't have any credit history, and it says that has a high impact. I mean, like active payment history, like current payment history and credit card usage. So I thought maybe I'll do that and pay my groceries every month and then just pay it off. And I think that might help. So I think I might try and do that soon. Um, but yeah, that's about it. Oh, and for 10 years from now, oh my gosh. I didn't quite get my mom to call out the 10 years, but she gave me the next couple of years. But for me, I'm obviously hoping I'd love to, yeah, settle into not settle into, but just really settle into, become comfortable with and in a loving relationship and maybe get a home. Finally, you know, I'm growing up and I'm continuing to grow up in many different ways, but I guess that could be just one more way to say, finally really grow up. I mean, um, but not really because money doesn't exist, but it may as well here on Earth. So, or wherever we are, we're on Earth. I know. I'm just saying that because it feels like doesn't feel like the same place I grew up. Sometimes I'm like, did we get transported somewhere else? Who are these people? What is this place? I mean, I'm going through something too, and I've got different voices that come out, and I've noticed that in some other people, and I'm like, okay, I get that. But what is this place? This is not the Earth I know. It's just so unadaptable. So scared. We're on a scared world right now. And I don't understand why. And then I get scared, right? So it's like, how do we get out of this? Maybe chapter 8, section 3 has the answer. All right. This is chapter 8, The Journey Back, section 3, The Holy Encounter. Glory to God in the highest, and to you, because he has so willed it. Ask and it shall be given you, because it has already been given. Ask for light and learn that you are light. If you want understanding and enlightenment, you will learn it, because your decision to learn it is the decision to listen to the teacher who knows of light and can therefore teach it to you. There is no limit on your learning because there is no limit on your mind. There is no limit on his teaching because he was created to teach. Understand his function perfectly, Understanding his function perfectly, he fulfills it perfectly because that is his joy and yours. To fulfill the will of God perfectly is the only joy and peace that can be fully known, because it is the only function that can be fully experienced. When this is accomplished, then there is no other experience. Yet the wish for other experience will block its accomplishment because God's will cannot be forced upon you, being an experience of total willingness. The Holy Spirit understands how to teach this, but you do not. That is why you need Him and why God gave Him to you. Only His teaching will release your will to God's, uniting it with His power and glory and establishing them as yours. You share them as God shares them because this is the natural outcome of their being. The will of the Father and of the Son are one by their extension. Their extension is the result of their oneness, holding their unity together by extending their joint will. This is perfect creation by the perfectly created, in union with the perfect Creator. The Father must give the fatherhood to his Son, because his own fatherhood must be extended outward. You who belong in God have the holy function of extending his fatherhood by placing no limits upon it. Let the Holy Spirit teach you how to do this, for you can know what it means only of God himself. When you meet anyone, remember it is a holy encounter. As you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. As you think of him, you will think of yourself. Never forget this, for in him you will find yourself or lose yourself. Whenever two sons of God meet, they are given another chance at salvation. Do not leave anyone without giving salvation to him and receiving it yourself. For I am always there with you in remembrance of you. The goal of the curriculum, regardless of the teacher you choose, is know thyself. There is nothing else to seek. Everyone is looking for himself and for the power and glory he thinks he has lost. Whenever you are with anyone, you have another opportunity to find them. Your power and glory are in him because they are yours. The ego tries to find them in yourself alone because it does not know where to look. The Holy Spirit teaches you that if you look only at yourself, you cannot find yourself because that is not what you are. Whenever you are with a brother, you are learning what you are because you are teaching what you are. He will respond either with pain or with joy, depending on which teacher you are following. He will be imprisoned or released according to your decision, and so will you. Never forget your responsibility to him, because it is your responsibility to yourself. Give him his place in the kingdom, and you will have yours. The kingdom cannot be found alone, and you who are the kingdom cannot find yourself alone. To achieve the goal of the curriculum, then, you cannot listen to the ego, whose purpose is to defeat its own goal. The ego does not know this because it does not know anything. But you can know it, and you will know it if you are willing to look at what the ego would make of you. This is your responsibility because once you have really looked at it, you will accept the atonement for yourself. What other choice could you make? Having made this choice, you will understand why you once believed that when you met someone else, You thought he was someone else. And every holy encounter in which you enter fully will teach you that this is not so. You can encounter only part of yourself because you are part of God, who is everything. His power and glory are everywhere, and you cannot be excluded from them. The ego teaches that your strength is in you alone. The Holy Spirit teaches that all strength is in God and therefore in you. God wills no one suffer. He does not will anyone to suffer for a wrong decision, including you. That is why he has given you the means for undoing it. Through his power and glory, all your wrong decisions are undone completely, releasing you and your brother from every imprisoning thought any part of the sonship holds. Wrong decisions have no power because they are not true. The imprisonment they seem to produce is no more true than they are. Power and glory belong to God alone. So do you. God gives whatever belongs to him because he gives of himself, and everything belongs to him. Giving of yourself is the function he gave you. Fulfilling it perfectly will let you remember what you have of him. And by this, you will remember also what you are in him. You cannot be powerless to do this because this is your power. God glory is God's gift to you because that is what he is. See this glory everywhere to remember what you are. I love that. I actually posted this spring is this quote about the holy encounter. As you see your brother, you see yourself. As you treat your brother, you treat yourself. And as you what was it? That's okay. So I want to read you what I had written accompanying it. Because I saw it on one of my Course in Miracles Facebook groups, but I've never read it in the text until now. So now I know that it's in chapter 8, section 3, and which is another 11. So I think that's really cool. Because remember, we had 7:11, which was one of my favorite, State of Grace. And then there's this one, the Holy Encounter, which is 8:3, which is also an 11. I'm a numerology number 11. So I was born February 14th, 1984. So that reduces down to an 11. And I'm finding that, that's, that means something. It's kind of crazy, but, it's kind of cool. Kind of crazy, kind of cool. Just like me. So the quote is, when you meet anyone, remember it is a holy encounter. As you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. As you think of him, you will think of yourself. Never forget this, for in him you will find yourself or lose yourself. And I had written, I'm really trying to remember this today. Isolation has been hard, and sometimes I, like many others, can lay in the dimness of my room and ruminate over past wrongdoings I've perceived in my life. And I get angry. I throw up my hands in frustration and launch blame at the beings in my life that I get so upset with. And in those moments, I choose to deny the holy encounter, even through time and space, and instead see only the mistakes of the past, which no longer exist to him. I forego his sight and choose blindness once again. I'm working on it. Today, join me in remembering to see each other as he does, as perfect. It is there that we find not only each other and ourselves, but Christ himself. And I still feel that, I could probably read that every morning. And to remember to choose the holy encounter, and to really try and see each and every single one of you as Jesus Christ does, which is perfect. because I know it's in that decision and in that constant state of true sight of Christ's vision that we not only find ourselves and each other, it's how we find him, because that's who we are. We're one with Christ. And so I guess I'm going to invite each of you, or just you, which is amazing. I'm still so happy I have someone that tunes in every night. It helps. So thank you. Um, to remember to choose the holy encounter, which means every encounter is a holy encounter. Never forget that. Every set of eyes you meet, that's a holy encounter. There's someone there. There's someone really there. And they are your brother. They are your sister. They are one with you. And as you see them, really truly see them, you see yourself. And as you treat them, you treat yourself. And as you think of them, you think of yourself. So if there's someone out there that when you think of them, you just don't think of the best things, really challenge yourself to try and replace that negative association with something positive, something beautiful, something you forgot that they're so amazing with, or something wonderful they offer the world. And as much as that perceived wrongdoing is the first thing that seems to want to come up, you've trained your mind to do that, and you can untrain it. You can restore your mind back to a place that's so natural. Naturally, we were created, when we think of people, even if we thought they did something against us before, we were created to just think of the beauty of that is who they are, right? And to just be like, oh, that's ancient history. It's like, didn't even think of it. Stop saying sorry. You're amazing. I see you and I just light up. You're just so amazing. And that's who we naturally are as people. That's who God created us to be. So if you find yourself constantly thinking of all these things that get you upset, or that you're like, oh, that person did this, it's okay. First of all, remember that you're perfect, and we all can seem to go through this. But remember that that's not who you are, and that's not who they are, and that's not who God created us to be. And so really challenge yourself to start seeing each other more clearly, and thinking of those beautiful, wonderful memories or associations, or hopes or dreams for all the people that you encounter in life, and that come to your mind, and how you can lift them out of the darkness, which is that immediate judgmental or negative thought that you've placed them into every time they come to your mind. So create a light, safe space for them in your mind, and when they come to your mind, put them there instead. And that's a wonderful gift that you can offer your brothers and sisters. And it's one I'm going to challenge myself to do as well, um, because I want to offer more gifts. And I think that's a beautiful one to start with. So, anyways, so that's the holy encounter. And, you know, I love this where he says, I keep wanting to say where she says, because when I read it, I think some of my more feminine energy comes through, but give him his place in the kingdom and you will have yours. And that's something I think we should all do. And I want you to know that you have a place in the kingdom, and it's perfect. And it's not just perfect for you, it's perfect. And it's all yours, and it's yours to share with everyone you love. And and I would never want to hold you back from it. Although I would hope that you would invite me to come share in appreciating and admiring it with you at some point. And I can't wait to do the same. So I love you all so much. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Tomorrow is the gift of the king of freedom. I'm sorry, the gift of freedom. Woohoo! Um, and then we have the undivided will of the sonship, the treasure of God, the body as a means of communication. That'll be cool to read. And the body as means or end. Oh, that sounds creepy. Healing as corrected perception. And that's all for chapter 8. And then we have chapter 9, the acceptance of the atonement. So, got some great stuff coming up for the next week. I love you so much. You have a great night. I'm going to bed. All right. Take care.